All right, so welcome everybody to the OFNHP Vice Presidential Debate being hosted by the Election Committee. I'm Tristan Molnitz, the Chair of Elections Committee. I'm joined by James Hamill on the Election Committee, who will be monitoring the chat. The debate today is between Jeremy Gardner and Shauna Ross, both for vice presidential position at OFNHP. We're going to start with opening statements for 2 minutes each, and starting with Jeremy. Just give me 1 second. You get a timer. All right, and whenever you're ready.
Hi, I'm running for vice president because I believe OpenHP is capable of so much more. I didn't walk into this movement knowing what I was doing. I learned by doing, and sometimes by failing. I built a nonprofit mental health program for at-risk youth from nothing. I've bargained the most substantial contract changes for KP professionals in over 20 years. I've led teams through crisis, and every single time, the thing that made the difference wasn't me, it was the people around me. Here's what I know about this role. If I'm doing it right, you won't always see me. You will see the people around me succeeding. Our president, our officers, our bargaining unit chairs, and our stewards. They are already doing hard, important work. I'm here to make sure they have everything they need to succeed. If elected, I will modernize our Constitution, fix our due structure, and build the solidarity and strike readiness that makes employers take us seriously. And I will surround myself with people who challenge me and hold me accountable. Because I am not interested in being right, I am interested in winning. Our members give everything. They deserve a union that does the same. I am ready. Let's get to work.
Okay, Shauna, 2 minutes.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. I know that you're taking time out of your busy evening, and it means a lot to me for you to do that. Thank you for having me. I'm running for vice president because I believe in our members and in the power of OFNHP that stands together, listens deeply, and shows up when it matters most. I've been in the thick of our hardest fights, walking with people through fear and uncertainty, helping lead the bargaining table, and standing shoulder to shoulder with our leaders, stewards, members during the strike. I have seen what we are capable of when we move with courage and solidarity, and it has changed me as a leader and a member. I have been in healthcare for 50 years. I've been at Peace Health Southwest for the last 30 years in imaging. What drives me is simple, making sure our members feel supported and heard, strengthening our internal systems and keeping OFNHP organized and ready for whatever comes next. I want to help build an OFNHP that is not only strong on paper, but strong in practice, connected, responsive, and rooted in the real member power. I have served on the Leadership Development Committee, the Political Education and Action Committee as chair, Policy Committee, Personnel Committee, Constitution Committee. I am the chair of the Arbitration Screening Committee. I have served as the Technical Bargaining Unit Chair since 2021. I'm here because I believe in OFNHP. I'm here because I helped organize Peace Health from 2014 to now. I believe in our people. I believe in what we can accomplish together. I believe in the union movement.
Okay, thank you. We'll be moving now on to the questions portion. So this is 90 seconds for each of these questions. Again, Jeremy, we'll start with you. I'll repeat the question between each person before every person answers as well. So, Jeremy, what does the role of VP mean to you in the context of the work to be done at OFNHP? You're still on mute. Jeremy, you're still on mute.
Still on mute.
You're still on mute. We can't hear you, Jeremy. Does that
That
help?
is
There
that
you go.
better?
Okay.
Okay.
Do you need to repeat the question or?
Yeah, please. Sorry.
Okay. Gotcha. So, what does the role of vice president mean to you in the context of the work to be done at OFNHP?
Yeah, so um, I think this is an interesting question because the vice president is an undefined role. There's not a lot in our Constitution that directly identifies what the vice president does, other than assume the presidency if the president isn't able to be able to do their job. But I think the truth is that all of our executive officers play a key leadership role in how we move forward as a union and the decisions that we make, how we spend our members' money, and the strategy that we use to engage our employers and to fight against what our employers are trying to do to our members. And I think that the vice president, by showing up and being present for all of our units, being present in the decisions in how we run our union, being present in how we run our staff, will allow our union to grow exponentially moving forward. I think it's important for everyone to show up, not just our elected officers, but our chairs, our vice chairs, everyone on the steward delegates assembly, and our stewards. And I think the vice president can be a leader in the actions and how they show up and how they're present for everyone.
Okay. Okay, so Shauna, what does the role of vice president mean to you in the context of the work to be done at OFNHP?
For me, the vice president role at OFNHP is really about being a steady partner to the president and helping keep our strategic plan moving in a practical, down-to-earth way. It's working together, staying aligned, and helping carry the weight so the organization can stay focused and steady. It means staying connected to our members and stewards. I have a very big love for my members, my coworkers. Showing up, listening, and making sure people feel supported and taken seriously. That connection is what keeps everything grounded and real. A big part of the job is helping keep our contract enforcement strong and consistent so members trust the process and know OFNHP is paying attention to the details that matter. And at the same time, the VP helps us stay ready for whatever comes our way, day-to-day issues, employer challenges, or bigger actions that need coordination and clear communication. Inside the organization, I see the VP helping smooth out systems and communications so staff and leaders can work more effectively and spend more time supporting members instead of wrestling with process issues. And it is also about growing new leaders, supporting stewards, committees, and activists as they build confidence and step into bigger roles. Overall, I think the VP as someone who helps keep OFNHP steady, aligned,
5
and moving
seconds.
forward by supporting people, strengthening systems, and staying focused on the strategic plan.
Okay. All right, Jeremy, next question. What is your biggest personal achievement within OFNHP or the labor movement in general?
My proudest moment didn't happen at the bargaining table. It happened when a single mother came to me terrified. Her manager had decided to make an example of her. She was facing wrongful termination. She wasn't a troublemaker. She was a healthcare worker trying to keep her family afloat. And a bad manager with unchecked power was about to take everything from her. I represented her. We built the case, documented the retaliation, and stood our ground. She kept her job. That is what this is all about. Not just the big fights, but the person who has nobody else in their corner. When we won, I didn't just protect one person. I sent a message to every manager in that department. This union is watching. If I can do that for one person, imagine what we can do together.
Okay. Shauna, what is your biggest personal achievement within OFNHP or the labor movement in general?
I actually have two. One is the day we voted yes at our election for union membership. That was a 2-year fight that I was in from the beginning. So that was my first biggest moment. My second biggest moment was when I was able to sign that tentative agreement with Peace Health, getting one of the best tech contracts on the West Coast in 2023. Other personal achievements is I've been working alongside our leaders, stewards, and members in leading roles during the strike, feeling our union rise with the kind of courage and commitment that was a defining moment for me, standing with people and assuring them that their jobs would be there that we were going to win this fight. I walked people through the fear and uncertainty, the phone calls I got at 3 a.m. about their health insurance, that they felt supported in every step of the way. Leading the bargaining table with our bargaining team of 14 people to secure our contract members have truly stood behind is something I am very deeply proud of. And seeing our solidarity turn into real union wins that strengthen our power, and that's what stays with me the most, is what we have won at Peace Health.
Okay. So next question for Jeremy. Describe your top priorities for your term if you were to win this position.
Our union is at a turning point, and the decisions we make now will determine whether we're ready for the fights ahead. I stood on the losing side of a fight we should have won. And when I look back at why we lost, the answer was never that our members didn't care. It was that we didn't have the structure, the preparation, or the solidarity to hold the line. I'm not willing to lose like that again. Here's what I'm focused on. First, revising our Constitution. Our governing documents need to reflect who we are today and where we're growing, not rules written for a different era. Second, member engagement. A union is only as strong as the members who show up. Real pathways to lead, not just participate. Third, preparing to fight and win. Employers are organized. We need to be too. Training our stewards, building our strike readiness, and making sure that when we draw a line, we have the power to hold it. I have lost fights we should have won. I'm not willing to do that again. We can win, but we have to build for it. That starts now.
Okay. Shauna, describe your top priorities for your term if you were to win this position.
My top priority is to support the president by focus on growing and strengthening OFNHP, the membership, training new leaders and stewards, working closely with the president to keep our strategic plan moving in a steady and aligned way. Stay connected to the members. That is my first love, is the members and stewards, so people feel supported and heard. Ensure consistent, reliable contract enforcement. Partner with staff and leaders to improve systems and communication so that things run smoothly. Support developing new leaders so that more members are confident in stepping up. And keep us working together to help OFNHP grow stronger, more powerful, and a force to reckon with.
Okay. Question 4. Starting with Jeremy. Everyone faces challenges in their own personal working styles. How do you overcome your personal challenges?
I'll be honest, because that's the only way I know how to lead. Last spring, I was suddenly asked to step in as pro chair and chief negotiator. No transition, no runway. I was needed, and I had to be ready. I had a choice: back down or step up. I did the work. I sought out guidance, consulted experienced voices, and questioned my own assumptions. With the support and feedback from my amazing bargaining team, I have become a better leader and a better person. I used to think admitting I didn't know something made me look weak. That experience taught me the opposite. I can't do this alone, and I don't want to. I am excited to be part of a team that pushes back on me, challenges my thinking, and holds me accountable. I don't have all the answers. Nobody does. But I know how to build a team that finds them. That is a leadership I will bring.
Shauna, everyone faces challenges in their own personal working styles. How do you overcome your personal challenges?
I'm very passionate, and so I use that as especially for members' rights. And I make sure to check in with the team before decisions. I am not a island unto myself. My team, which is 1,500 members at Peace Health, I value each and every one of their opinions, and sometimes they have things that I have to listen to, and that's what I've learned to do. I've learned to delegate. One of my big personal challenges was I didn't know how to delegate. I didn't know how to say no. I would take everything on, and it would overwhelm me. In OFNHP work, I loop in members, stewards, and internal organizers early. I found that that helps alleviate confusion and sometimes stress on me. I mean, we got to learn, it's only 24 hours a day and I do sleep sometime. I keep my communications clear and concise to the team. We're always connected. I ask quick clarifying questions to keep us moving in solidarity as a team. I am one that believes in personal challenges, meaning we all stand together, not as an individual, but as a group. And this approach has helped me lead the way that supports people and to strengthen OFNHP and to stand against an employer that has no respect for unions.
Okay. So question 5, Jeremy, what kind of efforts, in your opinion, can OFNHP make in the realm of social justice?
Healthcare workers see inequity every day in the patients we serve, in our own paychecks. Social justice isn't abstract for our members, it's personal. One of the most meaningful changes I can make is right inside our own organization, fixing our dues structure. Right now, our dues are capped, which means the more you earn, the smaller the percentage you actually contribute. Lower wage members are shouldering a disproportionate share of the cost of running this union. That is not equitable, and it has to change. Removing that cap means those with the most contribute their fair share, and it means more resources to invest in the representation our members deserve. Stronger grievance handling, better contract campaigns, real organizing capacity. It would be pretty hard to stand up for fairness out there while ignoring the problem in here. If we want to be a union that stands for justice, we have to model it in everything we do. So let's start with ourselves.
Shauna, what kind of efforts, in your opinion, can OFNHP make in the realm of social justice?
First of all, social justice is something I take personally every day of my life. Having been watching things go on that I have not approved of. So part of my efforts is to work with the members, stewards, and internal organizers to name the issues hitting our communities. We're talking about immigration. We're talking about food disparity. We're talking about inequity at healthcare. I see that. Focus on building our strike fund so that every member can take action without barriers, without a fear of where's that next dollar coming from. To stand up and fight, knowing that we've got their back. Advanced dues equity. I'm right there with Jeremy on that. I feel that our percentage should be equal across the board, that not the more you make, the less you pay. I have been a very loud advocate of that for several years now. Part of being a peak is we partner with the community and healthcare justice groups on shared goals. That was one of my biggest goals for social justice, was to get the political and community organizer position. I worked very hard at that. Lift up our members' voices to guide where we focus, and to build solidarity by showing up for other workers and the community fights. It's not just us. We are all one. Healthcare, education, and people in whole.
Thank you. Question 6, Jeremy. What do you think OFNHP needs in order to improve solidarity within our union?
When I think about what solidarity actually requires, it comes down to 3 things. First, transparent communication. Members can't feel connected to a union they can't see. Second, cross-union support during bargaining. When one unit fights, every unit shows up. Third, a shared vision that every member at all of our employers can see themselves in. I've stood on a strike line and looked up and down that line and not seen a single member from any other OFNHP unit. That stayed with me because the members on that line needed to know they weren't alone and they deserved better from us. Solidarity isn't built at the negotiating table. It's built in the quiet moments. When a steward from one unit shows up to support another, when leaders share information instead of hoarding it, when members feel like OFNHP is fighting for them personally. We are not separate units sharing a name. We are one movement. That's the union I'm fighting to build, and I believe we can get there.
Okay. Shauna, what do you think OFNHP needs in order to improve solidarity within our union?
My first one is regular member-to-member conversations that keep us connected across to OFNHP, and I've started to do that. I actually am a steward for Legacy Meridian Park. I've been involved in a very heavy case over there, so we have already started to reach out for that. Also, short shared trainings that bring stewards and emerging leaders together, and I don't mean steward councils at Kaiser and steward councils at Peace Health. I mean, we need to have a steward council for OFNHP stewards. Member-led discussions that bring out what's happening on the ground. I work in a clinic. I don't work in the hospital anymore. I need to know what's going on over there. I need to talk to my members. Town halls and actions that connect job classes across shared goals. If something happens with a tech, it's going to happen with service, and eventually it's going to happen with a pro at Peace Health, and it's going to overflow into Kaiser. We need to connect each and every one of us into one. Transparent updates on dues equity and building our strike fund so everyone can participate. Showing up for each other's actions. I agree with Jeremy. When I looked down my strike line, it was nice to see some of the Kaiser members on the line, both here and in St. John's, that, we were there. And we need to raise challenges to strengthen our OFNHP-wide unity.
Jeremy, why are you the best choice for the vice presidency of OFNHP?
The vice president doesn't succeed alone. This role is about making everyone around you more effective. Our president, our executive officers, our bargaining unit chairs, our stewards, they are doing hard, important work. My job is to make sure they have what they need to succeed. I've run organizations, I've managed staff, I've made hard calls under pressure. That's not common in this role, and it matters. But I also understand what it feels like to sit across from a member who needs their union to show up. I've done both, and I come ready to work alongside the people already giving everything they have. I will work to modernize our Constitution, fix our due structures, and build the strike readiness that makes employers take us seriously. And I will always surround myself with people who challenge me and hold me accountable. This union is too important for ego. We rise together or we don't rise at all. That is the vice president I will be.
Shauna, why are you the best choice for the vice presidency of OFNHP?
I work closely with members every day. I work across, 1,500 members. I show up and I have clear communication and there for them when there are real issues they're dealing with. I understand how the OFNHP systems work. I've helped develop a few of them and how to make them easier for people to move through. I do bring strong organizational and communication skills that helps keep our work moving in a steady and supportive way. I lead with warmth. I care so deeply for my members, for my coworkers. They can tell you, they can call me at 3 a.m. and I will pick up the phone or I will at least text them back. They know I'm there for them. So members and stewards feel comfortable reaching out, and they do. There's a standing joke at Peace Health. If it happens at Peace Health 10 minutes later, Shauna will know about it. I'm committed to building solidarity through clear communications, dues equity, and a stronger strike fund. I work well with leadership. I've won several major grievances at Peace Health and helped keep our strategic plan grounded. I've been involved with that strategic plan now since 2021, and I'm looking forward to moving it together as a member-led strategic plan.
Jeremy, describe how your past experiences prepare you for this role.
Thanks. I didn't get here in a straight line. There are many different experiences that made me the leader I am today. One was building a nonprofit mental health program for at-risk youth from nothing. I secured the funding, hired the staff, and built the culture. When I left, it kept running. That is a real test of leadership. What happens when you're not in the room? The second was managing teams through complexity, learning that clear communication and strong systems aren't bureaucracy. They're what allow people to do their best work under pressure. The third was the bargaining table, winning the most substantial contract changes in over 20 years, and then learning what it feels like to sit on the other side to bargain with our internal organizers here at OFNHP. That experience made me a sharper, more complete negotiator and a more empathetic leader. I'm not standing here telling you what I plan to learn. I've already done the learning. Now I'm ready to put it to work.
Shauna, describe how your past experiences prepare you for this role.
There's a standing comment that I've worked with over 50 years is that I always fight for the underdog. I will step in where I probably shouldn't, but it's because I see injustice. So my past experiences have taught me to work closely with the members every day, showing up with clear communication and real care for the issues they're facing. If they're facing them now, I have probably, to be honest, have faced them in the past. I serve on many OFNHP committees, giving me a strong understanding of how our union works and how to move projects forward. I sit on Washington State Labor Council. I sit on the Southwest Washington Labor Council. This connects me to the broader union movement. I have reached out. We've had people step up. We're fighting Peace Health right now over another building, and the trade unions are standing with us. I know our internal system well. Grievances, processes, communications flows, and use of knowledge to support members and stewards. On arbitration. I am known as the mama bear at Peace Health. And so I am there for my members. And I believe that as a vice president, that mama bear is going to come out, and doesn't matter where you work, who you work for, or what unit you're in. If something goes wrong, trust me, I will work to make it better.
Jeremy, how would you work to improve OFNHP's role in our larger community?
Our members are the first face someone sees when they need healthcare. That means we have real credibility in this community, and we aren't using it enough. My role is to empower the leaders who do this work, supporting our member leaders and pushing for legislation that expands healthcare access and build the structure that allows our stewards and organizers to forge real alliances with immigration advocacy groups, living wage campaigns, and workers' rights organizations, because those fights and our fight is the same fight. But we also have a story to tell. When unions are strong, communities are stronger. Our members aren't just healthcare workers. They're neighbors, parents, and community members spending stable union wages in local businesses, coaching youth sports, and volunteering in their neighborhoods. Strong and secure union jobs don't just benefit our members, they build better communities. And it is time we made that case loudly and publicly. When our community understands what we do and stands with us, those allies show up when we need them the most. When our community is strong, we are stronger. That's not charity, that's just smart. and it's the right thing to do.
Okay, thank you. Shauna, how would you work to improve OFNHP's role in our larger community?
I already work in that role. As the co-chair of the Political Education Action Committee, I've been active since 2019 in the larger community, both in Oregon and the state of Washington. I have I actively campaigned to the board, to our presidents, to get a political and community organizer, which we have. AFT supported that. I'm connected. I know what's happening in our communities. By being a member of the labor councils here in Washington State, and by listening to what people report back to me in Oregon. I've used my seat in the Labor Council to advocate for healthcare, for the immigration status. We have a lot of immigrants working at Peace Health, and this helps build our relationships. And I encourage members to get involved. I'm proud to say that Southwest Washington Labor Council this year will have its full delegates, and we'll have our full delegates at Washington State Labor Council, because I actively went out and recruited members to do that this time. We are visible. It's a standing joke, but people know who OFNHP is in the state of Oregon now. I can actually say it, and they know who I am, and they know who our committee is, and they know who we are.
Thank you. 2 questions left. We're almost there. Jeremy, if you could only pick one challenge to tackle within OFNHP, what would it be and why?
The single greatest threat to our power is the walls that we build between ourselves. This isn't a new playbook. Management has been running this play forever. When they can keep Peace Health focused on Peace Health and St. Charles focused on St. Charles, they never have to face all of us at once. That is not an accident, that is strategy. I've seen what happens when we break down those walls. During one of the most difficult contract campaigns in recent memory, every Kaiser bargaining unit made a choice to stand together. When we stood together, management didn't just feel it at the table. They looked at us differently. That matters. As vice president, I will tear down the artificial barriers between our bargaining units. Shared communication, cross-unit education, and a culture where every member knows that when one unit is at the table, all of OpenHP is in the room. That is how we win, together.
Shauna, if you could only pick one challenge to tackle within OFNHP, what would that be and why?
The challenge I'm tackling would be the onboarding of staff members and leaders. We have 3 silos right now. We have the staff, we have the members, and we have the leaders. We need to bring those 3 silos together so that they stand together and there's communication. They need to help understand our systems and our expectations. People feel equipped from the start. We communicate better and work more collaboratively and build the kind of solidarity that moves the whole union forward. We're not Kaiser, we're not Peace Health, we're not Adventist, we're not LabCorp, and we're not St. Charles. We are OFNHP. And that is where we need to start thinking. As there is no I in union, in team, it is us as a union. And as we tell people, we are the union. It's not the union, it's us. We are the union. I think that the biggest thing is just we need to focus on communication and stay connected across the union. Nice to know what Legacy is doing. It's nice to know what Sacred Heart is doing because they're both at the bargaining table right now. It's nice to know where Kaiser is. I mean, I check all that out because they're still at the bargaining table. Lord help us. And I think that we just need to build solidarity. We all need to think of us as OFNHP, not Kaiser, not Peace Health, but OFNHP. I think that's where our biggest strength will always be.
Okay. Last question before closing statements. Jeremy, where do you see OFNHP in 10 years?
10 years from now, I want OpenHP to be the most powerful labor organization in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Not because things broke our way, but because we built it that way. I want members who are genuinely engaged, not just paying dues. Organizers who care and show up. Leaders who are trained, supported, and ready to fight. And contracts that have driven up wages, improved working conditions, and forced management to treat healthcare workers with the respect they've always deserved. But I want something bigger too. I want us to have helped pass legislation that puts patients above profits. I want OpenHP to be a name people trust, not just inside the hospitals, but in the neighborhoods. That future gets built through a fair due structure, a modernized constitution, and bargaining units that stand together when it matters the most. The decision we make in the next 2 years will determine where we are in 10. I've seen what's possible when we get this right. I'm ready to start building it today.
Okay. Shauna, where do you see OFNHP in 10 years?
Again, I agree with Jeremy. I see us as a large powerhouse. We're already starting that. They know us at the legislature. We have helped with that staffing bill. We did not work on the nurses side as much as we worked on the tech and pro side. Growing our reach, organizing new employers, and standing together with real confidence. In 10 years, we need to be stronger, more unified, more impossible to ignore. When we speak, employers will listen. Also in 10 years, I would like to see a much more active retirement portion of this union. Those of us who will reach that point sometime, we still have things to give. We still have knowledge. We still have history. I would like to see a much more powerful retiree branch of this union. It is a goal of AFT. And I think between using what our retirees have and what our current members and what our future members have, we will be a force to reckon with, and people will sit up and take notice when we speak.
Okay. Thank you both. It's now time for closing statements, 90 seconds each. Jeremy, you'll start.
Every answer I've given today comes back to one belief. Our members deserve better, and we have the power to deliver it. Here's what I'm asking you to vote for. A due structure that is finally fair to every member. A constitution that reflects the union we are becoming. Bargaining units that stand with each other when it matters most. Organizers who are energized, not burned out. Stewards who are trained and supported. Employers who know that when we draw the line, we have the power to hold it. I'm not here painting a pretty picture. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. I've listened to workers who felt powerless, and I helped them find their voice. I've built organizations that outlasted me. I've sat on both sides of the bargaining table and come out a sharper leader every time. I don't just believe in this union, I know what it is capable of. None of this falls into our laps. We have to build it deliberately, together, with leaders who are prepared to do the work. I'm ready, not someday, now. And I'm not interested in being right. I'm interested in winning. When we stand together, there is nothing we cannot build. So let's go build it.
Shauna, your closing statement.
First of all, I want to thank everybody again who came here tonight. I know how precious our time is at night, especially me. And so I want to thank you for that, because that is an honor to me that you've come to hear. I'm running for vice president because I believe in the strength of OFNHP. Since 2014, when we first started organizing, the battles that we fought were long and hard, but we moved. We've had the strength behind you. We still have the banner you all signed up and signed in 2016 on our wall. That's what it means to us. What we can do now is we need to move forward with purpose. I've seen how much it means when members feel supported. I have held people when they've cried. It affects me. It makes me who I am today. And the stewards, they know they're backed. Every steward knows that I have their back. I will fight for them. When we stand together, we handle tough moments with real strength and direction. I'm committed to showing up with steadiness, honesty, and real follow through, and making sure every member knows that they've got someone in their corner. I believe in who we are, what we can build together. I believe in fairness. I believe in equity, and I believe in we all need to pay our fair share. I'm ready to do this work with you and help lead OFNHP towards the unity, strength, and real solidarity. Because as one, we are louder, we are stronger, and they will back down. Thank you.
All right. So we're getting ready to adjourn now. I want to thank you all for joining who attended. I want to thank Jeremy. I want to thank Shauna, our amazing candidates. And I want to wish good luck to you both.